Mr. Jeremy Clarkson.
Yes.
Good to see you. Sit down. Do you feel noticeably firmer around the middle after that?
Why don't you just write a funny script?
Because that was nice.
It wasn't nice.
I enjoyed seeing you on the exercise machine. It's a fantasy I've had for some time. I don't mind admitting it.
What possible benefit is there in that chair?
I think it does your core
It
stability
doesn't.
in the middle area.
It just hurts and makes you look stupid.
Would you, if you were to review it, how would you describe it, Jeremy?
That it hurts and makes you look stupid. All exercise is a complete waste of time.
Well, looking at you, if you're working out, obviously it is.
Everybody I know who does exercise is permanently in agony. Sit in a chair like this.
Yeah.
Nothing
That's
will
your
hurt.
exercise. You know what? I do admire your lifestyle, but you know what? Because you're not blessed by him. Don't take this the wrong way, but you're not a vain man, clearly.
No.
Okay. But you kind of have made a bit of an effort tonight. I think. You look quite
promise
smart.
I haven't. What I did was I left the Top Gear test track about an hour ago.
Wow.
Drove pretty fast, and here I am wearing what I was wearing on the test track.
Didn't know when you're driving. Presumably, do people? If I was driving along and I saw Jeremy Clarkson in the car afterwards, because I know that you are, Britain's #1 car person, I would be excited to see you driving. I would want to see how you were driving. I would check out your driving skills. I might want to have a little race with you. I don't know, on a safe road. Do you think that's the kind? Do people respond that way to you? Are they excited to see you behind the wheels of a vehicle?
Absolutely. And it would be good to think that I'd learned over the years not to race them, but I haven't.
So a 17, 18-year-old boy at the lights pulls up in a kind of souped up, I don't know...
It happened on the way here. Renault Clio it was. Oh. Two guys, Renault Clio, giving it all the revs. They're still there.
And what about the police? Do they kind of look kindly on you and the Top Gear fellas, or do they pull you over and what do they do?
You know, we had an interesting one. We were filming up in the northeast last week, and I had a small car crash. It's quite a big car crash, but anyway, a car crash. And the police came, but the police were there anyway because we were filming. So the cameras were turning, and the police said, "I'm sorry, but we have to breathalyse you." And I said, well, not really, it's television. And he said, no, we have to. You've had a car accident, we must breathalyse you.
The law.
Now, I don't know about you. When was the last time you were breathalyzed?
Oh, I've never been breathalyzed.
Really, never?
I've never been breathalyzed.
I have twice, actually, in the last couple of weeks, but... weirdly. But when it was interesting, because the cameras were on, and I had this breathalyzer, and thought, oh, God, it was around 10 o'clock in the morning. I only had a glass of wine last night. Okay. Or was it 2? And you have this incredible guilt.
A feeling of guilt.
Even though it came up 0. I mean, I was completely fine. But there's nothing more scary, nothing in life, apart from some diagnoses that you get at the doctors, I would imagine, that are worse, but nothing rivals taking a breathalyzer test.
OK, on the one hand, you seem somewhat reactionary, and I know this is a front you put on a little bit. On the other hand, you're very much... You are in touch with the modern world. You enjoy the benefits of the modern world,
I love the modern world.
But you're not a gimmicky person as such, or are you? Is your car kind of kitted out? Yeah.
Oh, no, I like a car to be pretty gadgety. I like the telephone and the sat-nav, and I like the sat-nav to tell me where the traffic jams are. I like all that kind of stuff. But in my car, I have, in the boot of my car, a drinks cabinet. Well, I say drinks, it's drinks and guns. It is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. A man in Yorkshire made it for me out of American walnut. It's a properly beautiful piece of carpentry. And you pull out a drawer, and there are 2 shotguns in there, and there's space for all your cartridges. And then the top one, there's 6 champagne bottles, 2 whiskey bottles, 2 thermos flasks for soup with sherry in it, and then all the glasses, all of which are different, all stowed beautifully. It's the most perfect thing.
Is this the beginning of a drink problem, then?
No.
You have to have it loaded in the boot of the car?
It's just a thing. I just saw somebody else had one and thought, I have got to have one.
But when do you use it?
Well, I shoot.
So when you go out to shoot
shooting,
innocent, fluffy, cute Bambis and that kind of thing...
I don't shoot Bambis.
What do you shoot?
I shoot birds. I shoot pheasant and partridge, which I eat.
You eat them afterwards?
I eat them
afterwards. Do you cook them first, or just...
No, sometimes I light a fire, but I like,
I bet you would eat one raw, wouldn't you, if you were hungry? You're the sort of man who just go, bah! Beak. Have you ever eaten a raw pheasant?
No, I once ate a duck that was... In Cambodia, there's a speciality, and it's a duck. And you eat an egg, but it's 7 days old. So it's an egg, but there's evidence of feathers and beak in
Oh, sweet baby Moses in a rush basket. That's about the most disgusting thing I've ever heard anyone put in their mouth. And I've spent hours talking to those fellas about what they do at the weekend.
The worst thing you can put in your mouth is a shark that a skate, actually, in Iceland. They bury it, but only after weeing on it, and then it stays under the ground for about 6 months, and then they eat it, and that's like eating... Well, no, it's like licking a hot Turkish urinal.
Number one is, why would you eat the skate? Number two is, when have you licked a hot Turkish urinal to make such a brilliant
I'm imagining what that would be. One of those little blue things in a urinal.
That would be the worst thing you could possibly eat.
Yeah, I think so. I'd try it.
OK. You probably would, wouldn't you?
I would put anything in my mouth.
Well, we've got... Happy Christmas. Hey, Clarkson. It would not be Christmas without a Jeremy Clarkson DVD sitting on the shelf unwatched for several days. But no, they're huge sellers.
They are.
Jewel is the new one. You know what I like about them? You always do look like you have a great time making it. It must be you get stuff out of your system. And I guess you can do even things you can't do on the show. No,
it's nothing that you can't do. I tell you what it is, a lot of people... I mean, for instance, on Sunday night's show, James May makes a caravan airship. Yeah. Which is brilliant, it's very funny, but it's not really about cars. And so the DVDs allow me to just go off and be a bit more car-y. OK. For people who like cars, like me.
Well, you do like cars, and you also like destroying cars that don't meet your high standards, don't you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's have a look at a clip. This shows a little bit of both Jeremy's love of cars and his destructive urge.
What is the best car for drifting?
It makes more smoke than a First World War battleship. Which is faster, a car or a man?
Go! He's got a quick start. Big British V12. That's only a V8. Can't allow Vicky to win this.
Who is Britain's fastest off-road celebrity?
Oh my God!
I'm not gonna make it. These clocks, they're like fuel gauges. They don't mean naught.
That looks great. I like those fast cars you're waiting there. They look fantastic.
It is. There's something... It's a marvellous racetrack out there, but the best bit in that, I don't know if you saw it, was Kate Silverton, the newsreader. We wanted to find Britain's fastest off-road celebrity, so we had her and Matt Dawson and Ronan Keating come down. She completely went mad. I've never seen the like. She went down this hill, and they told her not to go very fast. She went flat out. You probably just saw it there. It was a brief clip. Took off, and when she landed, it's like her whole body will have just concertinaed down like an accordion.
She OK afterwards?
She's mad. She's properly mad, that girl.
OK, before you go, you know, your hair over the years has changed dramatically, as all of us have.
Oh, God, thanks very much.
Sit down. This is fabulous. You'll love this. Is the best one we found. I don't know what was going on here. Do you know what was going on here?
Well,
you've got a huge head of hair on you.
Just have a look. Just get on with it.
And what I love about it is, it's Clarkson early days. This is the first time I've heard anyone so fervently denying that there's any possibility that global warming is a reality. OK, you'll see, this is... And he's even in the studio with a red lamp on him to make him look hot. It's like they're deliberately trying to make it look as British as possible. Look at this.
The car is a beast that may well one day consume the earth and all who dwell on it. A terrifying thought. But what would the world be like with no internal combustion engine? Would we let the house burn because there is no fire engine? Would we let our loved ones die because there is no vehicle to get them to the hospital? Would we let an Ethiopian starve because there is no truck to get the food from the port? And would we add 1 million or more to Britain's dole queues because there is no motor industry? There is no definite proof of global warming, and no one can say for sure just what is causing the hole in the ozone layer.
Now, I have to say,
Can I just interrupt though, John?
I have just been electrocuted.
I think we know what's causing the hole in the ozone layer. It's the amount of hairspray you're using to keep the airflow up.
That was... I must have been standing on one of the cables in the studio.
What was going on? What was that for?
Well, I must presumably... I know even today I look in a